Good morning, everyone. I, Professor Rucha Dhaneshwar, again welcome you in the virtual classroom of Forms of Business Organization. In last lecture, we discussed about the characteristics of business. मतलब કે બિઝનેસના કયા કયા લક્ષણો છે તે આપણે લાસ્ટ લેક્ચરમાં જોયું. And in this lecture, we will see the objectives of business. मतलब ધંધાના હેતુઓ કયા કયા હોય છે. According to this diagram, there are 5 different objectives of business. First one is economic, मतलब आर्थिक हेतुओं. Second one is social, मतलब सामाजिक हेतुओं. Third one is human, मतलब मानवीय हेतुओं. Fourth one is national objective, मतलब દેશના વિકાસ માટે બિઝનેસ શું કરી શકે છે related to that. And fifth one is global objective, मतलब વૈશ્વિક હેતુઓ. તો આ 5 અલગ અલગ કેટેગરી હોય છે એઝ અ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સ ઓફ બિઝનેસ. આની આપણે વાત કરીએ તો ઇકોનોમિક ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ. ઇકોનોમિકનો મતલબ શું થાય? આર્થિક હેતુઓ સિમ્પલી મીન્સ એની ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ વિચ ઇઝ રિલેટેડ ટુ મની. બિઝનેસના એવા કોઈ પણ હેતુઓ કે જેનાથી પ્રોફિટ વધે એવા દરેક હેતુને આપણે શું કહીએ છીએ? ઇકોનોમિક ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ. તો પહેલો થશે પ્રોફિટ અર્નિંગ. બીજું આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે બિઝનેસ કેવી રીતે પોતાના કસ્ટમર્સ વધારી શકે એન્ડ ધ લાઈક. સો એની ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ વિચ આર રિલેટેડ ટુ money, that will be termed as economic objective. Second objective is social objective. Social means society, related to society. What a business can do for society. બિઝનેસ સોસાયટી સમાજ માટે શું કરી શકે છે? તો એ દરેક વસ્તુ ક્યાં આવશે? સોશિયલ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવમાં. એની આપણે વાત કરીએ તો બિઝનેસ ઇઝ ડુઈંગ બિઝનેસ ઇન અ સોસાયટી. આપણે સમાજમાં રહીને બિઝનેસ કરીએ છીએ, મતલબ આપણે એક હાથેથી લઈએ છીએ. વી આર ટેકિંગ બિઝનેસ એક્ટિવિટીઝ ફ્રોમ સોસાયટી. તો પાછું આપવાનો ટર્ન બી આપણો જ છે ને. વી મસ્ટ ગીવ સમથિંગ બેક ટુ ધ સોસાયટી. સો whatever we are giving back to the society, it will be termed as our social objective. એક એક્ઝામ્પલ આપું તો બિઝનેસ ઓન્સ પ્રોફિટ. બિઝનેસ હંમેશા પ્રોફિટ કમાય છે, તો એનાથી એને સોસાયટીને શું લાભ આપી શકે? બિઝનેસ કેન બિલ્ડ હોસ્પિટલ્સ. એ સમાજ માટે હોસ્પિટલ બનાવી શકે છે, સમાજ માટે શૈક્ષણિક સંસ્થાઓ બનાવી શકે છે. તો આ બધાને આપણે શું કહીએ છીએ? સોશિયલ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ. Then third one is human objective. Human objective मतलब मानवीय हेतुओं. You know that business is made up of human beings only. ધંધો એ મશીનથી ચાલતી વસ્તુ નથી. અલ્ટિમેટલી ચલાવવાવાળા તો માણસો જ છે. સો what a businessman can do for his employees and labor, that will be termed as human objective. એ પોતાના કર્મચારીઓ માટે શું કરી શકે એ બધાને આપણે કહીશું હ્યુમન ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ. Then fourth one is national objective. National means what you can do for the government of your country, what you can do for the national income, what you can do for the growth of your country. આ બધાને આપણે કહીએ છીએ નેશનલ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ. બિઝનેસના લીધે દેશને શું ફાયદો થશે એ બધા શેમાં આવશે? નેશનલ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સમાં. Then last one is global objective. Global means વૈશ્વિક. બિઝનેસથી આખી દુનિયાને શું ફાયદો થશે? This all can come under global objective. Now let us see each objective in detail. આ પાંચ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવની અંદર સબ ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સ આવશે. Now let us see in detail. First one છે economic objective. Again I am repeating, economic objective means આર્થિક હેતુઓ. If we see in detail, the first one is profit earning. मतलब કોઈ પણ બિઝનેસનો પહેલો અને પ્રાઇમરી ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ આપણે કહીએ છીએ that is profit earning. Without profit, a business cannot survive. If anyone is having idea in the mind to start a business, then the basic requirement, the basic motive in his mind is to earn profit. કોઈ પણ માણસ બિઝનેસ સ્ટાર્ટ શું કામ કરે? બિકોઝ હી વોન્ટ્સ ટુ અર્ન પ્રોફિટ. ફક્ત પ્રોફિટ કમાવવા માટે જ એના સિવાયના કોઈ બી હેતુઓ હોઈ શકે તો એને આપણે સેકન્ડરી ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સ કહી શકીએ. બટ ધી મેઇન મોટિવ, ધ મેઇન ગોલ ઓફ બિઝનેસ, ધી પ્રાઇમરી ગોલ ઓફ બિઝનેસ ઇઝ ઓલવેઝ profit earning. What is written here? Profits must be earned to ensure the survival of business, its growth and expansion over a time. Why we are earning profit? What will happen if we don't earn profit? So business ચાલી શકે profit કમાયા વગર? No, it will die. બીજે જ દિવસે business has to stop down. Business has to stop their activities. So for survival નો મતલબ શું થાય? To remain in existence, to be in a market for a longer period of time. તમારે માર્કેટમાં રહેવા માટે you need to be alive. That is known as survival of business. So if you want to run the business, profit is compulsory. Yes or no? If you don't earn profit, you are not able to pay the salary to your employees. If you don't earn profit, you are not able to make payment to your supplier, and second time you cannot purchase raw material. And if you don't purchase raw material, your production process will not move further. And if your production process will not move further, you are having nothing to sell. Automatically your business will die. So just to alive, just to remain in a market, profit is needed to be earned by business. ફક્ત જીવતા રહેવા માટે જ નહીં, મતલબ ખાલી બિઝનેસને ચલાવવા માટે પ્રોફિટ જોઈએ એવું નથી. Business profit is required for growth of your business. If anyone starts the business, no one is having motive in the mind that it will remain in a small scale only. કોઈ પણ માણસે બિઝનેસની શરૂઆત નાના પાયેથી કરી હોઈ શકે, but he is never thinking that it for a longer period of time his business will remain at a small scale. Everyone is having dream to expand their business, to grow their business. તમે સ્મોલ સ્કેલથી શરૂઆત કરો, બટ એવરીવન ઇઝ હેવિંગ ડ્રીમ. બધાની ઈચ્છા હોય કે એના બિઝનેસનું એક્સપાન્શન થાય, સક્સેસફુલ બિઝનેસ બને. If you have started with one shop, then you are having dream to have 4-5 shops of your business. એને આપણે શું કહે છે? Growth or expansion of a business. Suppose you want to purchase another branch. Suppose you want to set up another unit of your business. So what is necessary? First of all, profit is required. If you don't earn profit, then how can you establish another branch? Yes or no? So for the growth, for the expansion of business, profit is required. So here we have find out two another reason that profit is required for the survival of business and profit is required for the growth of business. Now the second objective is creation of customer. Creation of customer simply means બિઝનેસના કસ્ટમર્સ હંમેશા વધવા જોઈએ. You should make new customers from a market. Say for example, in this month you are having 100 customer. તો શું આખું વર્ષ 100 કસ્ટમર્સથી જ ચાલે? No, you need to increase number of customers. તો આ પ્રોસેસને આપણે શું કહીએ છીએ? Creation of customers. If you have customer, then and then only you can sell your product in a market and you can earn profit. So customers are indirectly related to profit earning. What is written here? A businessman can earn profit only when he or she provides quality goods and services at a reasonable price. For this, it needs to attract more customers for its existing as well as new products. તમે કસ્ટમર કેવી રીતે બનાવી શકો? When a person will be your customer. If you are selling very good product, yes or no? If you are selling very bad product, then what will happen? One time they may purchase, but second time they will definitely not make any purchase from you, and you are having permanent loss of customer. સૌથી પહેલી વસ્તુ કસ્ટમર બનાવવા માટે you need to sell qualitative product. If your product is qualitative, then and then only it will be liked by your customer. Customer ને પસંદ તો પડવી જોઈએ, then only they will purchase, otherwise they will not purchase. So first thing is you need to sell qualitative goods. Secondly, qualitative goods should be sold at reasonable price. If your price is not reasonable, if it is too high, બહુ વધારે છે, then customers cannot afford it and they will not purchase from you and they cannot be termed your customer. કોઈ માણસને તમારી પ્રોડક્ટ ગમે છે, they want to purchase એને લેવી પણ છે, but your price is too much, એ afford નથી કરી શકતા, then will they purchase? Definitely no. So what is needed here, that first of all you should make a very good product, a very qualitative product, and after making a qualitative product you should sell at a reasonable price which is affordable to your consumer. If these two things are there, then and then only you can find someone in a market who is ready to purchase your product, who is ready to be your customer. તો કસ્ટમર બનાવવા માટે બે વસ્તુ જોઈએ. સૌથી પહેલી ક્વોલિટેટિવ ગુડ્સ એન્ડ સેકન્ડ રિઝનેબલ પ્રાઇસ. For this, it needs to attract more customer for its existing as well as new product. બિઝનેસનું કામ ખાલી પોતાની એક્ઝિસ્ટિંગ પ્રોડક્ટને સેલ કરવાનું નથી. Say for example, in present time you are selling 5 products, but it doesn't mean you will sell only 5 products in future. You may add some more product, 5 ની 7 બી થઈ શકે છે. So the task of businessman is to attract customer for present 5 product and the future 7 product. You need to have customer in present period of time and in also future period of time. Now question may be there that how a businessman can attract the customer. તો અત્યારે બહુ સાદી વસ્તુ છે that you can give advertisement. By advertisement you can attract more customer. ઘણી બધી જાતની એડવર્ટિઝમેન્ટ હોય છે. You can give advertisement in print media like newspaper. You can give advertisement in internet also. You can give advertisement in a news channel also. You can give advertisement on a radio as well. So these are the different mediums by which you can give advertisement. But one more thing, if you hire brand ambassador, કોઈ સારી એવી સેલિબ્રિટીને હાયર કરો, then your task will be easy to attract customers. So these are the few ways of creating and attracting customers. Why we are attracting customers? Because if we are having more customer, then and then only we can sell our product and we can increase our profit. Now the third objective is regular innovations. What do you mean by innovations? Innovation simply means to add something new to our product or to launch new product. કાં તો આપણા પ્રોડક્ટની અંદર કોઈ નવી વસ્તુ એડ કરીશ. You can change the shape, you can change the color, you can change the smell of your product, or તમે કંઈક નવી જ પ્રોડક્ટ માર્કેટમાં લોન્ચ કરી શકો છો. That is known as innovations. When you do innovation, what will happen? Something new will go in a market and it is a human nature that it always like a novelty. કંઈક નવી વસ્તુ હોય તો માણસને જલ્દીથી પસંદ પડે છે. And because of that reason only, બાલાજી કે જે માર્કેટમાં ઘણા સમયથી વેફર સેલ કરે છે, they have changed the packet of their product. Why? Just to feel customer that they are purchasing some new product. કસ્ટમરને એવું લાગે કે કંઈક નવું ખાય છે. That is why a Balaji has changed the colors of their package and the pattern design of their package. Innovation simply means to do something new with our product. What is written here? Innovation means changes which bring about improvement in products, process of production and distribution of goods. ઇમ્પ્રુવમેન્ટ ઇન પ્રોડક્ટ મતલબ તમે તમારા પ્રોડક્ટમાં ડાયરેક્ટલી કોઈ ઇમ્પ્રુવમેન્ટ લઈ આવી શકો છો. ટેક ધ એક્ઝામ્પલ ઓફ મેગી. Maggi is in the market of India since last 70 years, and in last 5 or 7 years only Maggi has added some more flavors of different state to their main product, that is Maggi. તમે અત્યારે નૂડલ્સ જોશો તો ઘણા બધા સ્ટેટના ઇન્ડિજિનિયસ ટેસ્ટ સાથે એ લોકોએ મેગી મસાલા પ્રિપેર કર્યો છે. ઓરિજિનલ મેગી ઇઝ સ્ટીલ ધેર ઇન અ માર્કેટ, but with this new Maggi masala they have added some new categories of product in their product line. So because of that reason their sale got increased. Then process of production and distribution of goods. You can change your process of production. You know that during this corona pandemic, no one is ready to eat the prepared fast food from the market because they are having chances of infection. And due to that reason, what these pizza makers are doing, they have changed the production process of pizza. Now the workers who are making pizza, they are wearing the gloves so that untouched pizza can be produced. એવા pizza બને છે કે જેને human touch ના થયો હોય. If there is no human touch, then there is no, or we can say less chances of infection. So you can change your process of production, then also customer find that something new is there. You can change the packet of your product, you can change the shape, you can change the color of your product. So these are the ways of doing innovations. Secondly, it is written here, business units through innovations are able to reduce cost by adopting better methods of production and also increase their sales by attracting more customers because of improved products. See, why we are doing innovation? Just to make customer feel that our product is novelty, and because of novel product, newer product, your customer base will increase, your number of customers will increase in a market. And if you are changing the process of production, say for example લિજ્જત પાપડની વાત કરીએ તો earlier they used to produce from homemade, like manually they used to produce papad with homemade recipe, but now they are producing papad with the machinery. So definitely if labor will prepare and if a machine will prepare, then definitely a machine can produce in a least cost, and that too of a same size and a same weight. So when you change the method of production, labor will charge more fees and machine will consume lesser electricity, so cost of production will reduce when you change the method of production. And if your cost will reduce, then definitely your profit will increase. So these are the three different objectives under the category of economic objective, and by this way we have completed economic objective of business. અહીંયા આર્થિક objective પૂરા થાય છે. And now we are moving towards the social objective of business. What is social objective? Social objective simply means એવા objective which are related to society. આની પહેલા પણ મેં તમને કીધું હતું that business is living in a society. Business is getting everything from the society. For example, business is purchasing raw material from the society. Business is taking employees from the society. Business is taking laborers from the society. Business is selling product to the society, to the customer. So everything is done with the help of society. Now you just imagine that if business is in an island, એક એવા આઇલેન્ડમાં હોય કે જ્યાં કોઈ માણસો જ ના હોય, can business survive? Definitely no, because there will be no one to consume the product. So business is by the people, for the people and to the people. So we are getting everything from the society, so it's a moral duty of businessmen to give something back to the society. જો આપણે બધી જ વસ્તુ સોસાયટી પાસેથી લેતા હોય તો આપણે સોસાયટીને કંઈક પાછું પણ આપવું જોઈએ. So whatever we are giving back to the society, we term it as a social objectives. Under social objective, the first objective is production and supply of quality goods and services. The first and foremost objective is production and supply of qualitative goods. You must remind in your mind that whatever you produce, it must be qualitative. It should not be hazardous to the health of customer. એવી કોઈ બી વસ્તુ ના બનાવવી જોઈએ કે જેનાથી કસ્ટમરને નુકસાન થાય. Rather, you should always prepare those kind of product which gives benefit to your customer. What is written here? Since the business utilizes the various resources of the society expects to get quality goods and services from the business. You take the example of food product. Yeah? Suppose you want to start a business of wafer, and a basic raw material for wafer is potato that you are taking, that you are purchasing from the society, from the farmers. Now at least farmer expect from you that you make a hygienic wafer. By eating that, at least he should not feel ill, he should not have a food poison. એવી કોઈ વસ્તુ ન આપવી જોઈએ કે જેનાથી એને ફૂડ પોઈઝન થાય કે યા તો એ બીમાર પડી જાય. So what they expect, they are giving you raw material, so at least they expect to have a qualitative goods in return. Secondly, it is written here, the objective of business should be to produce better quality goods and supply them at right time and at a right price. Whatever you produce, the basic responsibility of business is to supply it wherever and whenever needed. Say for example, you are having a business of umbrella. When umbrella is needed is only in a monsoon season. So is it useful to sell umbrella in a winter? Not at all. If you produce umbrella during monsoon and you store it, you don't sell a single product in a market, then people will suffer during a monsoon season. આખો ચોમાસું suffer કરશે, and your product will be useless if you are selling in a winter season. So a proper time and sell karo when people are having demand of your product. Secondly, proper place ઉપર sell karo. Say for example, you are having a business of production of AC. So where ACs are required, at the place where the temperature is too hot, so definitely you should sell at that place, not where the temperature is too cold, because you will not find a customer and there is no usefulness, there is no utility of your product. So the basic responsibility is to sell a product whenever and wherever required. જ્યાં જરૂર હોય ત્યાં અને જ્યારે જરૂર હોય ત્યારે સર્વ કરવાનું છે, and that too at a right price. Right price means at a reasonable price. What we can term an reasonable price? Reasonable price is that price which is affordable to the consumer and which is affordable to the business as well. એવી price કે જેનાથી business થોડો profit બી earn કરે અને કસ્ટમરને એ affordable બી હોય. The second objective under social objective is adoption of fair trade practices. Fair means what? Fair simply means just, which is good, which is right. Trade practices means your business activity should be right. It should not be wrong. It should be legal. It should not be illegal. It should be ethical. It should not be unethical. What is written here? In every society, activities such as hoarding, black marketing, and overcharging are considered undesirable. See, hoarding means what? Hoarding simply means when you will stock anything for a longer period of time and then you release in a market when the prices are high. Say for example, આપણે કહેવાય ને કે ડુંગળીની વાત કરીએ તો you feel that in Indian market at one point of time onion is sellable at a 4 rupees per kg, and at another point of time same onions are sellable at 100 or 150 rupees per kg. Why? What people are doing, they are purchasing in a bulk, એક મોટા સ્ટોકમાં purchase કરી રાખે છે, and then they are storing in a warehouse, godownમાં store કરીને રાખે છે, so that not a single onion will be there in a market. Due to that reason, the supply will reduce, so price will increase, because people are not finding onion in a market, demand will increase and price will also increase. And when price will increase, they will start selling in a market at a higher price. So it may happen they have purchased in a 4 rupees and they are selling in 150 rupees. So this activity is known as a hoarding, to store in a bulk and sell when prices are increased. Second is a black marketing. Black marketing simply means to buy or sell the product which is illegal. બ્લેક માર્કેટિંગને આપણે કહેવાય ને કે કાળું નાણું બી કહી શકે છે, કાળા બજાર કહી શકીએ છીએ. કાળા બજાર simply means when you are not paying tax to the government, and if you are buying and selling, then that activity can be termed as a black marketing. See, you are producing any goods over which you are not paying a single penny as a tax, and you are selling to the consumer. So producer and consumer both are doing black marketing. A consumer is purchasing a product over which tax is not paid, and producer is selling a product over which tax is not paid. So any product over which taxes are not paid, that product, if you are selling in a market, then it is known as a black marketing. Third one is overcharging. Overcharging simply means when you are hiking the price, when you are increasing at a too high price, when you are selling a product in a too high price, then it is known as overcharging. It happen in some product like perfumes are there. It may happen that the basic price of perfume is 50 rupees, and if salesman is very good in selling, then he can sell at same perfume in 500 rupees as well. So a 50 rupee product, when you are selling in 500 rupee, that is known as a overcharging. You are having a flat gain, flat profit of 450 rupees. To earn this much profit is considered unethical. This is undesirable in a society. Secondly, besides, misleading advertisement often give a false impression about the quality of product. Nowadays, most of the advertisement you see on the TV channels, every advertisement is comparing one. See, if you take the example of toothpaste, how they are showing the advertisement, my toothpaste is best and my competitor's toothpaste is inferior. Take the example of washing powder. There is always a comparison between two products. Mine is very good and my competitor's is very bad. And advertisement IP કેવી રીતે હોય છે? My product will be shown clearly. Say for example, there is a comparison between Ariel and Surf Excel. And if this is the advertisement of Ariel, then Ariel will be shown very good, very clear, and Surf Excel will be blurred, so that Surf Excel cannot claim, cannot file case against Ariel. So Surf Excel એટલું blur કરેલું હોય છે that you cannot read the word Surf Excel, but you can easily identify that this product is Surf Excel by the shape, by the size of the product. So what these producers are giving, they are always giving the comparative advertisement, and by giving comparative advertisement, what they are doing, they are saying my product is superior and my competitor's product is inferior. These are known as misleading advertisement. Another example I can give that you take the example of this cold drinks. Say Thumbs Up is there, Pepsi are there. How they are promoting this, how they are giving advertisement of this kind of product. By drinking this soft drink, you are full of energy. Actually, this is not true. Whatever they are showing in the advertisement, it is completely false information. So when you are showing anything wrong in the advertisement, when you are doing comparison with your competitor, these are known as a misleading advertisement. Such advertisement should not be shown in a market. By this, you are misguiding your customer. Third one, the business unit must not create artificial scarcity of essential goods or raise the price for the sake of earning more profit. This is what we have earlier discussed as a hoarding. Business is creating artificial scarcity. Artificial scarcity means કૃત્રિમ અછત ઊભી કરવામાં આવે છે. You will purchase in a bulk from the market and you will store in your warehouse so that not a single product will be able in a market to be sold. So when there will be scarcity, અછત થશે માર્કેટમાં, then definitely price will increase, and at an increased price you will sell your product to earn more profit. This is known as a hoarding, and this is considered as unethical in a market. Now the third objective is contribution to the general welfare of society. General welfare simply means what? By doing a business activity, the standard of living of society should increase. એવી કઈ વસ્તુ એને વેચો, એવી કઈ બી એક્ટિવિટી કરો કે જેનાથી સોસાયટીને ફાયદો થાય. Like what is written here, business unit should work for general welfare and upliftment of the society. Upliftment simply means when you are increasing the standard of living of the society, then it is known as a upliftment. Let me give one example. You know that in Gujarat near Jamnagar, Reliance has set up a factory near Jamnagar, and due to that reason, the standard of living of the people who are in the nearby area of that factory is increased. Reliance has set up mall there, Reliance has set up hospital there, they have created township there. Because of that, the prices of land is increased, and ultimately it is the society who is benefited. Ultimately it is the people who are living in the nearby area are benefited. They are having very good product, they are having very good prices of their bungalow, they are having very good prices of their land. So by setting up a plant or a factory in a backward area, you are generally helping the people of that particular backward area. This is possible through running of schools and colleges for better education, opening of vocational training centers to train the people to earn their livelihood, or establishing hospitals for more medical facilities and providing recreational facilities for general public like parks, sports complex, etc. See, so many examples are written here. Running of schools and colleges. Why schools and colleges are run? Just to provide education to the society. You know that so many business houses are there who are promoting schools. Take the example of P&G. They are giving advertisement that if you purchase any product from us, then the 1 rupee from P&G that will went to the Shiksha Abhiyan. The Vidya Balan is a brand ambassador of the same, that they are also helping for the school. They are giving donation charity to the school so that they can run very good. Reliance is also having their own school in the Mumbai. Then opening of vocational training center. See, what do you mean by vocational training center? Simply means any center where the skillful business activities are taught. Say for example, plumbing activity, carpenting is there. If you taught anyone to this kind of activities, then by applying these skills they can earn their livelihood. Livelihood simply means they can earn money to live the life happily and sufficiently. So, in vocational training centers, the skills are taught to the people. And establishing hospital for medical facilities, you can establish hospital. Again, I would like to do the example of Reliance. They are having hospital in the Mumbai, and when the corona started during the March period, it was the Reliance president who declared that they will prepare a COVID-19 special COVID-19 hospital for the people of the India. So they are there, or they are always there to helping the people when they are in need. So they are establishing hospital to give the medical facilities and providing recreational facilities. What do you mean by recreational facility? Simply means recreation, you can understand as a entertainment facilities, anything by which the stress level is reduced and the happiness increased. For example, like park is there, sports complex is there. See, when you go to the park or the garden, you just like the sceneries and your stress level reduces and your mind get fresh. You can also go to the sports complex just to have a very good health. So these are the activities by which the entertainment is given to the public. So this all thing a business can do for the society. See, in this lecture we have discussed the two objective. First one is economic objective and second one is social objective. We are keeping this lecture here only, and remaining three objective we will discuss in a next lecture.